All right, here we go. Now you can hear me. Okay, we had some technical difficulties there. Now we're back. But yeah, really no news to report on, and we're here on the virtual venue here at Yankee Stadium, and this thing actually moves. If it could move, I don't know why it's not moving right now, but it should. Stuck right now. But anyway, Yankees haven't made any trades or anything right now. It's going into the new year and still nothing, man. I don't understand what's going on. But the Padres made some trades. They took over Blake Snell, so that's gonna be a super great place to play now once they get to the Padres. And it seems like all the great pitchers play in the National League over there. You know what I'm saying? And this is awesome. But today I'm gonna talk about this article that the Yankees have put out. And oh, I got it moving now. Not the way I want it. Oh boy. Bear with me, guys. No, it's not moving. I'm trying to aim it back over. All right, but yeah, so right now it hasn't been anything going on in baseball, man. But the Padres picking up this guy from Tampa Bay Rays, and that's the boy Blake Snell over there. Which is okay. I mean, it's gonna make it makes the it actually makes the National League a lot stronger, but also it makes it easier for the Yankees to win a World Series. So far they have been talking about what I've been saying, and he got Michael on the phone now. Hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Merry Christmas and everything.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. So you're on the show, right? I see you're on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on now, man. It's talking about that the Yankees haven't made any moves.
I know. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
It's sad, man. I don't know what's going on.
It's been very it's awful, man. It's terrible. It's just been an awful off season. They better sign LeMahieu back, man. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to, because after LeMahieu, there's really nobody else. Because everybody's pretty much locked down.
Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, the Padres made two moves. They traded for Blake Snell and Yu Darvish, but we don't have to worry about San Diego Padres because they're in the National League. But I tell you, they're going to be a threat now to the Dodgers. The Dodgers better watch out. I mean, they won the World Series. Congratulations to them. But the Padres look like they're trying to win a World Series. But I don't know. I still think the Dodgers are better. But getting back to the Yankees, I don't know, man. They need LeMahieu and they need pitching. I don't know what they're going to do with the pitching. If I were them, I would trade for Castillo. The pitcher on the Reds, Luis Castillo. That would be their best bet because the Reds said that they said they want to trade him. They said that they're listening to options. So the Yankees should jump in and trade for him. But the only thing is the asking price is going to be high. They want a lot of prospects, but the Yankees should be they should do it. I mean, I would do it.
Yeah, I mean they were showing on the Yes Network, the hot stove, how they have the hot stove, right? Yeah. And they were showing the pitching rotation for next year. After Garrett Cole, you got Domingo Germán.
Oh God, I know. And Severino is supposed to come back in June or July.
Yeah, and then you got Montgomery and Garcia and Smith.
It's horrible. It's awful. It's probably the worst rotation we've had since 2004.
I
mean, it's a horrible rotation. I mean, it could surprise you. I mean, if Severino comes back, pitches good. Domingo Germán pitches good, but that's asking for a lot. Jordan Montgomery, Garcia. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I mean, one of those guys are probably going to get thrown to the bullpen, right? They're going to probably put I don't know if it's going to be Garcia or Montgomery or Germán. One of them is probably going to go to the bullpen, I think. because they
Well,
can't go with 6 pitches. They're probably going to go. They can't go to 6-man rotation, so one of them is probably going to go to the bullpen. So
what's gonna happen is if they pick up a player, they're gonna have to trade a player too. So they're gonna have to get
oh
rid of
yeah,
them because then they don't have no spot on the roster for them.
yeah.
You know?
I'm just fed up with Brian Cashman. I wish I could tell him to his face that. I wish I could just tell him, like, straight up, like, you're trash, man. Like, you're not a good general manager. You're upsetting all the Yankee fans across the world. You're not getting the job done. You were supposed to sign this guy already. We're going into a new year now. What is it, like 3 days away that we're going to have a new year? And he's still not signed. So they're going to wait for until January? Well, what are they going to wait until spring training starts to sign this guy? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
right?
it's like, it doesn't make sense. How could you wait this long to sign him? And I'm telling you right now, I'm starting to think more and more. The Yankees might lose him because there's a team that's going to offer him 5 years, 150 million. He's gone. Like, he might. I think the teams that are the front runners are the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. They're the 2 teams right now. The Yankees are like third.
Yeah, LeMahieu, he's like the missing piece of the puzzle for any team.
Well, yeah,
You know
he
what
is
I mean?
missing a piece of the puzzle. They have to sign him back. At least they'll have the offense, but the starting pitching is like the problem. And it's like, I mean, even if they do get LeMahieu back, which I definitely 100% want him back, they're still going to have an issue with the Yankees because they have no pitching. Their bullpen is fine. I think their bullpen is in good shape. We don't have to worry about their bullpen because you want to know something? Even when they have like a great bullpen, look at all the years they had those relievers: Andrew Miller, Batanzas, Chapman, Robinson, Kane. They lost. They had like seven or 8 good bullpen arms, and they still lost. So I don't go by that whole, oh, we need the best bullpen, because they lost. So I just want pitching. They need great pitching in the Yankees. And obviously you want a great offense, guys that, put the ball in play, contact hitters, great situational hitting you need. That's their problem, the Yankees. They need more of those contact hitters. And yeah, they do need more lefties in their lineup, but more so they need more contact hitters. There's too many power hitters in their lineup. That's why we don't win a World Series.
Yeah, it's true, man. You're absolutely right, man. They gotta make things come around and get things different, man.
Well, yeah, I've been saying that for the last 11 years, but they never listened to me, and this is where we are. I mean, this is why we don't win the championship, and we always come up short. But maybe this time, the Yankees will finally break through, because now the Rays, did you hear more news now? The Rays traded their closer, that guy Alvarado, whatever his name is, the closer on the Rays, that guy that was throwing like 100 miles an hour.
Right.
He got traded to the Phillies. Oh, no, he signed with the Phillies. He was a free agent. So now they lost him. They lost Blake Snell. They lost Hunter Refford, and they have those other 2 relievers that are free agents. So the Rays, they're going to be bad next year. It looks like it's going to be between the Yankees and the Blue Jays in the division, because the Rays now got weakened now. So now the Yankees don't have to worry about the Rays now, but you still got the Blue Jays, but the Blue Jays don't have any pitching. The American League is weak. I mean, in terms of pitching, you look at all the pitchers in the American League. There's no great pitching. Look at the American League East and the Central. It's horrible.
It's true, man. You just true, man. It's like, what are you gonna do? And now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, also, right? They say, oh, Yankees have to stay under 200, right? The 210 million,
yeah,
213, whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
How you gonna stay under that number right now if you have to go out and buy 2 pitchers at least?
Well, that's the problem.
You have to go over the tax.
They have to get 2 pitches. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do, and then they got to sign LeMahieu back. It seems like if they sign LeMahieu back, that might be the only move they make, because they're so afraid of the luxury tax. But if they got to get pitching, they're going to have to go over it. They're going to have to just bite the bullet and just do, get the 2 pitches or 1 pitcher and get LeMahieu. They have to. I don't know what Cash means by he says they're still going to have the highest payroll. Does that mean that what we're getting pitching and LeMahieu, or doing nothing? Because he also could be bluffing. He might be saying that, and then he might not do nothing. He goes, we're going to have the highest payroll. But what does that mean, the highest? That means you guys are not going to do anything and still have the highest payroll, or you're going to do something? Because I can't take him serious, Cashman. He says we're going to have the highest payroll when it's all said and done. But what does that actually mean, though? Are they actually going to do something, or they're not going to do something?
That's what I'm trying to explain is that
Yeah,
no matter what, you still have to go over the luxury tax, no matter what, because
yeah,
with
they
the
do.
team that we have right now, the way it's set up, you have to
Yeah,
go over the tax, no matter what you say, because you have to pay because first you have to get
LeMayu.
LeMayu, and
Yeah,
now you have to get at least one pitcher, and that's gonna
yeah.
put you over the tax limit,
Yeah, I
right?
think even if they make a trade, they're going to go over the tax, right? Even if I think they make a trade, it's going to go over, right? Because I think it's still money, right? Even
I
if it's a
think
trade, they still,
right. I
yeah.
think at this point, anything could go over the tax limit.
So they're going to have to do it. What's the big deal, anyways? They have a lot of money, the Yankees. It's not money going into your pocket. So why are they so like factuated with money? I don't understand why they're so tight with money. They have a lot of it. Why are they
Right.
always like? How come they always like try to chip everybody and say they can't spend money? They have so much of it.
That's the
Saving it for
Yankee
what?
way, man. That's the Yankee way,
Yeah.
man. Robbing Yankee fans for the last 100 years already, man.
Yeah, they've always been doing that. Well, George Steinbrenner wasn't like that. He wanted to spend the money, and he loved the Yankees, and he was a fan. That was a big difference. This guy's a businessman. He's not a fan. He doesn't care about the Yankees, and he doesn't watch the games. He claims to be a fan, but I don't think he really gets into it like his father. His father loved the Yankees. George was a huge Yankee fan, and he loved the
Right.
game.
Well,
He was a fan. He was a fan. That's why
right,
I loved him.
right. He was a fan because
Yeah,
I'm gonna explain why he was a big fan because of George Steinbrenner. He's the one that invented the luxury tax.
he did. Yeah, he did
He
invent it. It was
and,
because of him that we have luxury tax now.
right, and
So
the
yeah,
reason why the reason why we have the luxury tax is to help poor teams stay afloat. You know, pay the
yeah.
bills, keep the lights on, so they can mimic any other team. That's why all the stadiums have the same thing now. The same
And,
lights, the same
I know.
music, everything. They do the same thing everywhere. You know?
Well, another thing too, I think why Hal Steinbrenner doesn't want to go over the luxury tax a lot is because he doesn't want to pay these small market teams. Because by going over the luxury tax, you got to owe money back to the small market teams. But what's that? What's the big deal if he does that? I mean, you don't want to keep doing that over and over. I get that, but they have a lot of money. They're worth like $7-8 billion. What do they care? And don't they
Exactly.
want to win a World Series? Like I told you on the last show, right? They signed Garrett Cole last year to $36 million a year. What was the point of doing that? That's supposed to mean like you're going for it. You want to win the World Series. You're getting, the best pitcher in baseball. What
Right.
was the point of doing that? And now you don't want to sign LeMayu back. So you don't want to win a World Series? But you
Right.
just signed Garrett Cole. It doesn't make any sense. This team they go backwards. They want to win
Yeah.
the World Series, and then all of a sudden now, oh no, we want to take a step back now. Now we don't want to win.
And
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
that's what it absolutely feels like. It feels like they take 20 steps forward. I mean 10 steps forward, and then they do some stupid stuff, and then we take 20 steps back. It's like
Yeah.
we're
Because
never
you know what
gonna
I
win
think
like
too?
that.
I think when they lost with Garrett Cole, they figured, forget it. Because if we can't win with this guy, we'll never win. I think that then you know what? They have no confidence in themselves and in the team and in the front office because you lost with Garrett Cole, and now you just want to give up and think, oh, that he's signed for 9 years. He still has another 8 years left with them. So why are they so like? So what do they just give up? So now we lost with Cole, so now we might as well not spend the money, and we might as well not buy the World Series because we lost with this guy. But you still have to. I mean, come on, you're the Yankees. Your goal is to
Yeah.
win the World Series every year. That's all. I mean, when George Steinbrenner was the owner, he always said his goal was to win every year. So the Yankees can't stop that mentality that they have to win. I mean, they haven't won in 11 years.
That's right.
I
And
mean,
they
come
don't
on.
want to bring the players. They don't want to bring the players, man. And what they do is Cashman brings the old player.
They do bring the players, but they bring the players once in a while, like every couple of years. Well, the last one was CC Sabathia. They only do it like every 10. It seems like it's every 10 years now because then they got Garrett Cole. But yeah, they don't make the big moves frequently. They only do it like when they really want to. Like they wanted Cole, they wanted CC Sabathia, they wanted those guys. They wanted, I guess, Mark Teixeira. They wanted AJ Burnett, but they don't make those moves anymore. Like remember every year when George was alive, they always made the big moves every year.
Yeah, at least one player to add to the puzzle. You know what I mean?
It was at least two, but problem was back then they lost two. They weren't winning either all those other years. They only won in 2009 when they used to start buying the team. It only worked once because before that they won 4 championships without having to buy it every year. And then once they got was it Jason Giambi in 2002? That's when it was failing them, because then they got Giambi, then they got A-Rod, and they got Sheffield, got Randy Johnson. They lost. So I guess they saw what happened in the past, and they don't want to go back to doing that. It did work in 2009, though, when they got CC Sabathia, but that was the only time it ever worked.
Yeah, it's true. But the thing is that we have to focus on getting young players like everybody else is. You know?
I mean, the Yankees are still considered a young team. It's just that, problem is with them, they don't know how to develop pitching. They know how to develop hitting, but they don't know how to develop the pitching. And they do have young guys. Gleyber Torres is young, but these guys, they can't stay healthy. And then when they do have young guys, what happens to them? They always get hurt.
Right.
They're always injured all the
And
time.
the thing is, too, is like the Yankees never follow what the other teams are doing. You know, like the other teams are staying young kids playing, no old guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's all young
I know what you
kids.
mean.
But the Yankees is all old players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. That's the whole issue. I was going to ask you now. So, what do you think about the trade for the Padres? You think? What do you think the Rays are going to be like? Do you think they're going to be worse now? I think so. What do you make of that trade, Blake Snell and Darvish?
Well, I think definitely it's a great idea for the Padres. You know what I mean? But that was a terrible idea for the Rays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, the Rays, they got a lot of pitching over there. You know?
But they lost their closer, so that's not good now. They lost their the guy that's a closer, so now they do have a lot of pitching. The Rays always seem to find a way because they have a great farm system, and they have usually when they make trades, it always works for them. But I don't think they're going to be as good. I think they're going to take a step back this year, and the Yankees should be able to win the division. But I hope they win the World Series because that's what we want. We don't want division titles. We want championships.
Yeah, because the Rays, they find these kids out of nowhere, man, throwing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, they do.
You know, so I think they'll be all right.
But the Yankees always when you always seem to think the Yankees are going to have a free pass and they're always going to get away with a World Series, they lose. Like I'm saying, they always just when you think it seems to think like it's going to be easy for them, and a team makes a big trade, and then all of a sudden the other team becomes weaker. We still lose. We don't capitalize on it. Like when Mookie Betts got traded to the Dodgers last year, everyone was like, "Oh." Celebrating, oh, he's out of the division now. That's it. He went to the Dodgers. Everyone was like, now the Yankees are going to win. But they didn't win. They lost.
Yeah, man. And Mookie Betts turned out to be one of the best players in a while.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely one of the best. I would say he's like top 3 in baseball. He's they won the World Series because of him. Now, see, that was the move the Dodgers needed. See, that was a game changer. That was the final piece of the puzzle. He made the difference, Betts.
Right.
So
that's true.
Who's going to be? We thought Garrett Cole was going to be the game changer for us. We thought that was it. It was over, but it wasn't. So what's going to be the move, the final move to put us over the top? Right. I don't know what that is. Maybe Luis Castillo. Maybe DJ LeMahieu coming back next year. I don't know what's going to be the final. Right. I thought Garrett Cole was going to be the final piece.
Right. That's you. You're absolutely right. What is the next guy? You know, and there really is
how many more pieces do they need to keep adding to make them, 100% legit to win the championship? Because Cole should have been it. I mean, you had Garrett Cole was like, he's the best of the best. You're not going to get better than that. So if you can't win with him, who else do you want to add to the team?
Right.
I mean,
I think we could win. We could win with the team that we have. But they need the pitching. That's all they're missing is the pitching.
Yeah.
They have the defense. They have the bats and all that. They have the players. If they have DJ LeMahieu, let me add that. They got to add DJ back.
They need the pitching, and they have to stop going for home runs. And they have to stop always. Yeah, they strike out way too much. The Yankees. They strike out too much, man. I mean, there's too many guys in their lineup that hit home runs. That's the problem. And they're very right-handed heavy. There's too many power hitters. They need more balance. They need more contact hitters. If they could get maybe 1 or 2 lefty hitters, that's all. I mean, they could be more of a balanced lineup. But I think the main reason they lose is because they don't hit with men on base. If you watch the playoffs every year like I do, you see they don't hit with runners in scoring position. The Yankees, they never do.
Right, they do flake out at the end all the time. They hit 1,000 home runs in the whole season. But when it gets to the playoffs, it's like they can't even hit one. You know?
It doesn't work in the playoffs. You can't. Home runs don't win you a World Series. You can't do that in the postseason. In the regular season, you get away with it. But once you get to the playoffs, you can't always go for home runs. You have to, put the ball in play, get on base.
Yeah.
But they don't change their approach. The Yankees. That's why I was telling you that they need different coaches on this team. They have to change. Get rid of Marcus Timms. They have to. These guys are not good coaches for them. And Aaron Boone, I'm not crazy about him either as manager, but they want to keep that guy around, I heard, for another 10 years, what Cashman said. So.
Well, right. Well, the way the Yankees is working, it seems about right because they're not gonna go out and get anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they have to do something. I don't know. I know they're not going to replace their manager now, but they do need pitching, the Yankees. And I mean, really, it's a shame this offseason we have nothing to break. That's why I was telling you yesterday that we should wait until at least they make like a big sign, LeMahieu back of pitching. But no moves have really been made this year. Just the trades. It's mostly trades. The Padres made the big splash, but nothing else has happened. I hope that LeMahieu signs very soon, but it's really dead.
Yeah, that's true, man. I guess also, man, we can end this show here, man, because there's really not much to left to say. We done said it all.
We could talk about it still. No, I didn't. We don't have to end the show. I just saying that since the LeMahieu hasn't signed and there's no, we got no pitching. It's
it's like who? I mean, I always said it. The Yankees could go after guys that are low cost and have above average performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but they know who that is. You know what I mean? Because that's why they have these guys working for. There's all these analysts that they got working and all these guys working in the front office. They do all that analytic stuff. So they know.
Yeah, and Brian Cashman is not a good general manager. Like I've told you this for the longest. He's not a good GM because if he was, we would have made a move by now. This guy is it's like beating a dead horse. You can't keep bringing back the same general manager all the time. You have to make a change. I would have loved to get Theo Epstein. I think that would have been a great move, but he's taking a break now, Theo Epstein, so he's not working right now. I think he's going to come back next year, but I'm telling you, that's a move the Yankees should make. Make him at least an assistant GM or something, maybe, because they need somebody that's intelligent.
Fresh. They need somebody fresh.
Yeah. Brian Cashman is definitely not. He's done, man. Brian Cashman's gone. He's got to go. I mean, if George was alive right now, he would have been gone right now.
I think so, man. The way the Yankees been losing like that every year.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man.
He won one championship in 21 years. That's a good general manager to you? I mean, one championship? They just won in 2009. I don't even think to be honest with you, I don't even give him credit for the other championships, 98, 99, 2000. I know he was the GM, but he was really behind the scenes. I don't even think he really took part in those titles, right? He was behind the scenes. He was an assistant.
In the '90s, he was assistant. Yeah, he was assistant to.
Yeah, I don't even count him as winning those. I just look at him as winning the championship in 2009. That was it.
Yeah, that's the only one he won by himself. That's the only one he won by himself.
That's it. So I don't know why this guy. How is he a good general manager then?
Right.
He's
exactly.
horrible.
Yeah, they gotta make changes, man. I don't know, man. But
they never built a championship team. He's never built a championship team. If you look back at all the years, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's been a dud for the last 6 years. It's been a real bad performance.
Yeah, and with this new team that we have, it's even more sad because this team never won anything. This is this Yankee team, this new team that they have, this core hasn't won anything. We were supposed to win in 3 years. It was a 3-year window, and they haven't won anything.
Yeah, man. I mean, those last 3 years of Girardi, that was really bad too, man. That was terrible.
2017 was supposed to be the year. I wanted to win in 2017. I was so pumped up for that team. They were it was such a fun team to root for, and they really were hungry, and they were a lovable team. And it's a shame that they lost. And they say that losing Girardi, I don't know. They saying that could affect Gary Sanchez playing so bad. I don't know. That's what people say, that when he was gone. That's why Sanchez doesn't play good to this day. I know that's what they say, that it was all in his head, and maybe that's why he doesn't play good. But they fired Girardi because of Gary Sanchez. Do you know that's why they fired him? Because he said he was hard on Sanchez.
Really? I can't believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was the reasoning. Because yeah, it's out there. They said that's why he got fired because he made a comment about him that he was a lazy player. And yeah,
I
away,
remember him
they
saying
didn't waste
that.
any
I remember
time.
him saying that too. I didn't think he got fired
And
because of
that's when
that.
he was good, Gary Sanchez. I mean, he was playing good back then. He was putting up great numbers. This is when before he went into this horrible slump. He was actually great. Now forget it. Look at him now. He's terrible. But he said that back then when he wasn't even playing good. Imagine if Aaron Boone said that about Gary Sanchez. Forget it. He probably would be fired. But they love Aaron Boone.
Yeah, he would be gone too. He would be gone too. But the thing is that now Gary Sanchez, he's more like a veteran catcher now.
Yeah, he's
for as long as he's playing, you know what I mean?
He got like old before his time. He really did. He's 28, but he's really like he's 36 or something. He's not even like he got like old Sanchez. If you look at him, he doesn't look like he's young.
Yeah, he probably stressed out or something. I don't know what's his problem is.
I don't know how a player could go from hitting 278 to 147. That's just just a terrible decline that is. I mean, I don't know what's in his head, but this is his last season. That's it. In my estimation, I think this is it for him. If he struggles again this year, it's over. I think they know it too. They're trying to make him. They don't want to make him feel bad. They want to give him one more chance. But I think the Yankees know that this is it. If he does bad again, it's over. I don't want to hear no. Oh no, keep him again. Try to give him another chance. That's it.
Yeah, and you know what they'll do? They'll sit him down. And he won't play for the rest of the season type of joint.
They'll bench him, or they'll probably just like cut him during the year or something. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to.
Do you think they make them fake an injury so they can send them down?
I mean, I know they fake injuries. I don't know if they tell them to fake the injury, but I think these players definitely fake injuries. I mean, Ellsbury did.
Say like Gary Sanchez is doing horrible, right? And there's no way to get rid of this guy, right? So you tell him to fake an injury so you can bring somebody else up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they could possibly do that. They have catchers, too. I told you they have that kid, Anthony Seeger, and Austin Wells. The problem is those guys aren't ready yet. But we do have catchers. I mean, because you're saying that we need a catcher, too. I mean, but if they can't sign another catcher, they have guys, but they're not ready. I would just bring them up already. But they have that Anthony Seeger. I think he's like 22 or 23. They could bring him up, and he's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, seriously though, they do need a catcher because you need a catcher to run the pitching staff, and everybody to be on point. And it seems like with Gary Sanchez, nobody's on point with this guy. Not even Garrett Cole could be on point with this guy.
No, none of the whole entire pitching staff does not like pitching to Gary Sanchez. None of them, like Garrett Cole. Tanaka didn't like pitching to him. Paxton didn't like pitching to him. Severino didn't like pitching to him. None of these guys do. Domingo Germán, they don't like him. That's why. Why would you want this guy on your team when none of the pitchers are comfortable with him? That's a problem, man.
Yeah.
You got to have. They have to both be on the same page. You can't have your catcher, your pitchers be uncomfortable with your catcher like that. Goes to show you he's not a leader. He's not a good catcher. I don't know why they praise this guy. I mean, how could you defend the guy that batted 147? That's pathetic.
That's true. Hey, shout out to Will Zimmerman. He says, go get a backup catcher, solid catcher, JT. Gonna cost too much. Ray's got.
They're not gonna make JT. When he said JT Remuto's not a backup catcher. He's a starting catcher. They would no way would they make him a backup catcher.
He could break out since Zuno sucks.
Gary Sanchez would be the backup catcher before Rio Muto.
Or Matt.
Why would they make Rio Muto a backup catcher? He's a starting catcher.
Well, no. Well, you make JT the starter, and you make Sanchez the backup.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if that's what he meant, but with Gary Sanchez, that would be more possible. But there's no way that'll ever happen. Gary Sanchez will be cut if they did that. If they got Remuto, they would just tell Sanchez bye. They would probably just DFA him. That's what they probably would do.
But they gotta fix that pitching situation though, man.
Yeah, I was going to get back to the pitching. They have to get one. I think that they will make a trade, though. Despite, it doesn't look like they're going to do anything this offseason, they're going to do something. They have to make a trade for a pitcher. Maybe they'll shock us and trade for Luis Castillo or Carrasco. But if they do that, they're back, the Yankees. If they make a trade like that, then they're in great shape. I say the Yankees will be a a favorite again if they make a move like that.
Yeah, they need something to do. They have to put.
And then they sign LeMahieu back. Then the Yankees will definitely have a great offseason. But you have to do these things because right now it's very quiet. And we haven't seen anybody sign yet, right? Springer hasn't signed. Bauer hasn't signed.
Nah, I think they waited for the Mets, man. In my opinion, I think they waited.
But the Mets are not doing anything now. Yeah, but the Mets haven't done anything. They just signed James McCann. That was it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Springer is apparently down to 2 teams now. He's supposed to go to the Mets or the Blue Jays. It's a 2-team race with him. He's probably going to wind up going to the Mets. I don't know where Trevor Bauer is going to go. I still say he's going to the Angels. I don't know, but Trevor Bauer is a weird one. He's like he's a time bomb. He's like a weirdo. That guy.
But I don't think he's going to come to the Yankees. Period. Anyway.
No, he was never an option for them. He already said too he's not going to take that 1 year deal because there was rumors going around saying that he would took 1 year or something from teams, but he said no, that's false. So you see, he wants like 7 years. Bauer, he's not going to take a 1 year contract.
He's doing 1 year deals.
No, he said but he just said that he doesn't want to do the 1 year deals now. He said he wants a long-term contract, so he's not going to go to a team. Yeah, he wants like 7 years, Bauer.
Oh wow, he's trying to. I think he's playing. I think he saw what the market is worth.
He's trolling with every single Major League Baseball team. If you see his YouTube, he trolls every team. He keeps wearing like all different baseball hats. He's like trying to promote himself. He's like, that guy's a weirdo, man. I don't know. If you want to have a guy like that on your team and have a headache like that, not me. Yeah. He's like, I don't think he would ever be able to handle New York media. Somebody like him. I mean, he threw that ball in the center field. Remember that time he took the ball and he threw it in the outfield? He's crazy, that guy.
Yeah, you're right. He might flip out, man.
I don't know. And then him and Garrett Cole apparently don't like each other. They hate each other. You know the whole story that him and Garrett Cole used to pitch in college, UCLA, and they didn't like each other. Cole and Bauer were like enemies when they were on the same team in college. And Cole actually said to Bauer that he would never amount to anything. And Bauer he took it personal, and they don't like each other. But now they're saying that it's all squashed, that if they were ever teammates again, they would get along. I don't know what to believe with that story, but they don't like each other. It's like a hatred or a rivalry or something.
Wow.
Because they were teammates in California and UCLA. So Cole was better than Bauer, I guess. So Bauer was probably jealous of him, and they were talking smack. They went back and forth.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I never heard that story, man. That's wild.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. They were teammates in UCLA, and Cole was, obviously Garrett Cole was always the better pitcher than Bauer was. And I guess Bauer was jealous because he was just like second or third, whatever it was. And they were talking smack, and he was saying to Bauer that, you're not going to make it in the majors. You're not going to make it. And he got pissed, and he never forgot that. And he did make it. Well, Garrett Cole's better, though. We saw the way those two guys, Garrett Cole became a number one. What is Bauer, like a number 3? I think he's a number 3. Let's see how he pitches in a full season, Bauer. Look at his numbers in a full season. He's not that good. He's got like a 4 ERA every year. He only had a good year last year because it was a 60-game season. He's not good in a full season.
That's right.
Bauer.
A lot of these guys don't do well in a full season, period.
Garrett Cole does.
Yeah, but he starts off slow too.
In the beginning, he does. Well, last year he started off slow. He did that with Houston too, if you remember. He started off bad, and then he just exploded. He got red hot, at the end. But yeah, they do start off slow, these guys, and then they finish strong. But Bauer is not that type of a player, though.
I think Garrett Cole should win at least 18, 17 games.
I think he's going to win 20 games next year.
I hope he does.
It's like 100. I think if it's like a 140 game season or 150 or whatever. 120, 140. He'll probably win 20. Who knows if we're going to get that long of a season, though? We might get like 80 games. But he'll win a lot. I just want this guy to pitch in front of like a packed house at Yankee Stadium. I want them to get a championship for him. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he just came here. He wanted to win the World Series, and now he's got this crap he's got to deal with, the pitching and the
and now he might have to go to another season of no fans.
Yeah, and to start off, in the beginning, maybe they think they'll come later on though. You believe it that he might not get to see fans and possibly until maybe like the end of the season into next season, like the third season. Who would have thought he was going to have to wait to see the fans in the
I
third season of
think
his contract?
I think the way it is, first
Yeah,
of all, they don't want the players to get infected, so they're not gonna
yeah,
bring fans inside. So we
yeah,
might we might not be in Yankee Stadium till September.
yeah. They have to get the fans back somehow next year. We can't have another go around to this with no fans and the whole season in the playoffs. They can't because it's going to be terrible. It's going to be too depressing. This can't
Yeah.
go on. This can't happen every year.
Especially if they
We
don't
need the
have no
fans
pitching
back.
or nothing, and the Yankees start losing horrible. Oh
Yeah,
man, they're not even gonna
yeah.
want to turn
We
on
need
the
the
Yes
Yankee
Network.
fans back. I miss the fans. I miss the Yankee fans, man. We need them back.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not the
true.
same without them, man.
No,
You
and
need the fans
you
back.
know what? And even if they do open up the stadium, a lot of people are gonna be reluctant to go back to the stadium anyway.
Yeah, they're going to be afraid. They're going to have to wear masks. They're not going to, they're going to be scared. You can't blame them
You
because
know?
of what's going on now. You got to be very cautious now because of what's going on.
Yeah, yo, you really do, man. But anyway, I think it was a good show, man. We can end it here, man.
All
You know,
right.
we
When
did
do you think LeMahieu's going to come back?
I thought he would be done here already, man. So I think he'd probably be signed in February.
February.
Yeah,
Really? You think it's
February.
going to take that long? You don't think it's going to get done before the new year?
Nah, I don't think so. The way they acting,
But if this goes into February, then he's not going to sign back. He'll probably sign with another team, and that can't happen.
he could.
What does
But
Roger think?
I haven't heard. But I think what he's gonna say is it's gonna take a long winter meetings for this to happen.
No, that's horrible. But I don't get the Yankees. They said their number one priority is to sign him, but why don't they sign him? I don't get that the whole thing.
I don't know, man. I don't understand either, man. I think it's gonna happen in February when the team has to get back together and stuff like that. They're gonna probably put him down.
So you
You
think
know?
this whole off season, all these players that they're going to sign late, like all of them, every single one?
I think so, man. The way it sounds like because they're only doing trades right now. You know?
That's horrible though. Well, he has to at least be signed back before New Year or after New Year, because if he doesn't sign back, I'm worried that he's going to sign with somebody else. I mean, it's not looking good. They need him back and they need pitching, but I had it with their front office. I just had it with Cashman. I just want this guy gone. He's a terrible general manager. Terrible job what he's doing. Just awful. I gave him a 0. I gave him below a 0.
Yeah.
He should be fired. If this was any other team that he was on right now, he'd be gone, Cashman.
Well,
Terrible job on
if we
LeMahieu.
go
Awful.
into next season like this, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it is going to be bad because you got no LeMahieu back. You should have had at least LeMahieu and have no pitching. They could have been doing this at the same time. They could have been getting a pitcher, making a trade, and signing LeMahieu. They could have did both in one day. Look at the Padres. They made 2 trades in 24 hours. They got Blake Snell and Darvish. How come the Yankees can't do something like that? Why can't we make a trade for a pitcher and sign LeMahieu? They're so stupid, the Yankees. Their front office, they're so dense. Their front office, they're pathetic.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, man. I would have did it already, man. Like we talked about, man. I don't.
Yeah, it was 100%. Oh, LeMahieu should have been done already. I have to scold them for that. I would give them a 0 on that. I would fail them on the test if they had to take a test, because
Yeah.
that's a big fat 0 for that. And the pitching is a big fat 0. They should have done that too. But the pitching is hard to come by though. That's a little more harder. But there's no excuses with this team, man. They should have signed him already. You just got Garrett Cole. Your goal is to win a World Series. That was the
Yeah.
whole point of bringing this man here. So what does that mean? So you got Cole, now you don't want to win the World Series. It doesn't make any sense. They always pull this crap with the luxury tax.
But I think the Yankees will prevail, man, and they're gonna get somebody.
They will prevail somehow, some way, and we will win a World Series sooner than later. We're going to win, but it's getting very frustrating, man. Hopefully this turns out to be a good offseason for them. But, I mean, just don't get your hopes up. I think LeMahieu will be back, but that's it. And maybe we'll get a pitcher. Don't expect him to get a great pitcher. They're probably going to get like a mediocre pitcher, right? Like a number 2, number 3, number 4.
I think I'm hoping that they'll get somebody big to come to the Yankees.
Well, the only one I could think is Luis Castillo or Carrasco, because those are the only pitchers that'll be available for trades. Unless, I don't know, they trade for Max Scherzer, but he's too old. He's got a bad back. I mean, you want to take a risk on an old guy? He's 37 years old. He's got back issues.
I'm
I,
pretty sure they're looking at somebody right now. We just
yeah, they
don't know.
should. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't heard any any news that they're in on somebody or they get close to signing somebody or. I,
Well, you know what
I,
too? Um, the news is slow because the beat reporters ain't around them, so
yeah,
they're not getting the stories or the
nah.
rumors. You know what I mean? So it's just
Well, the
basically
Yankees
silent.
were, yeah, they're not getting the rumors and the stories because of COVID and stuff. But the Yankees were really not a favorite to make a big splash this year, anyways. They were going to be like one of the what do you call it, like the sleepers or the underdogs. It was supposed to be the Mets, I guess, and like the Dodgers, the White Sox. But I still think the Yankees could come out of nowhere and make a big move because they're the Yankees. But LeMayu is all I could really expect for now. And then if they could get pitching, I mean, this doesn't come off as a shock to me because this is what they always do. They always go like completely quiet in the off season. They do this all the time. They were lucky to sign Cole last year. They were lucky to even do something like that because I don't think anybody even expected them to do that because they don't make moves like that no more. They don't make
Yeah,
like those big splashes. They were lucky to make a great move like that because they don't do that stuff no more. The Yankees with this owner, this guy's terrible, Hal Steinbrenner. I think you know why he did what he did because all the fans kept saying to him, "You're cheap, you're cheap, you're cheap," and he
yeah,
probably
yeah.
just wanted to shut the fans up. Shut these guys up and just sign this guy to 324 million. That's why he did it. But now he goes back to okay. Now we got to stay under the luxury tax. We got to stay under the cap.
It
You
can't.
see, he goes back to the
It's not gonna never work that way, man.
yeah, because they lost with Cole,
It's
and
not
now they
gonna
feel
work
like
that
what's
way.
the sense of going out and for buying the team again when they lose all the time.
Yeah, it's not gonna work that way, man.
Yep.
They gotta spend the money. That's it.
Yeah, they have to. Right now, we could have been talking about a nice a Yankee Christmas right now, like a nice, going into a new year, like we could have Mayu back in a pitcher. Too bad. I wish we could have been reporting that Mayu's all set for 5 more years with the Yankees, and we got a starting pitcher we traded for. Now we got to talk about and now
Yeah,
there's we got nothing.
yeah. We
It's
got nothing and no canvas or nothing, man, to paint. So that's horrible, man.
It's horrible. Yeah, it is.
Right,
And no team's made anything except the Padres. They're making moves. But who do you think is the favorite to win?
right now, anybody from the National League.
Well, yeah, I guess they said the Dodgers again or the Padres. Well, the Padres right now are the favorites, I think. They made all those moves. I still think the Dodgers are better, but the Padres got to be the favorite because they've traded for two pitchers. I don't think Darvish is good, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that guy's overrated.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not.
burnt out already.
He's a choke artist, Darvish. I mean, he was good last year, but he didn't win the Cy Young. By the way, he finished second in the Cy Young, but he would. I don't know. He's like overrated. That guy. He's 35 years old. They were saying he was like one of the best pitchers in all baseball last year. I don't know. He had a good year, but remember it was a 60-game season. That's probably why.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a shortened season, so the numbers are, how you say, expanded. You know.
And they did that too because they lost their pitcher, Matt Clemenger, and they need to get starting pitcher. I didn't know they were going to get two pitchers. They got him and Blake Snell. That's crazy. Well, they're going to be good, but I mean, the Dodgers. I wonder if they're going to capitalize on that because the Padres made those two moves, but we don't have to worry about them because they're not in the same,
Yeah,
league. They're not in they're in the
they're
National
not
League.
playing
So
them. Even though the American League has weakened, we still don't have the pitching to cover it up, so we can be better than everybody else in the division.
yeah.
We were still weak. We're still average. You know.
You think we have the worst rotation and I don't know about baseball, but do you think we have the worst rotation in the American League?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? Not worse than the Orioles. The Orioles and the Angels, they
And
have
the
worse
reason why
rotation.
we have the worst rotations because these guys weren't tested. These guys aren't tested, so we
Well,
don't
yeah,
know
because
when
they
we're
never
gonna get.
pitched and
Right,
they have no experience. They're not
right.
established. These guys.
So
Well,
we
and this
don't
is
know
what
what
I'm
we're gonna
saying.
get.
Brian Cashman he should be fired. He should have been fired about two decades ago. He should have been fired because you don't make a guy like this become stay the general manager for this long
It's
when
true.
you're not doing your job. Your job is to deliver a championship for this team, and you haven't done it. I'm
True,
sorry.
man.
He just goes. He gets one big name, and then he just stops because it's part of it too is Hal Steinbrenner because he probably tells him what to do. I guess I don't know what goes on in that front office, but they don't make any great moves besides getting Garrett Cole.
Nah, they don't, man. It's horrible. But anyway, let's end it here, man.
Right.
It's been a great show, and
All right.
man, all we could do is say we want DJ LeMahieu to come back, man. But
yeah, he'll be back.
Until
we just
then,
got to keep our hopes up. It's something every time we talk about him coming back and nothing happens, and
yeah.
I keep saying, oh, hopefully this is the last time we get to talk about him, and you know this is the last show we do about saying, oh, he's not here. Hopefully he signs and he doesn't sign.
And the Yankees stop prolonging this, or anybody stops prolonging this thing. But anyway. Thank you for everybody for watching. Will Zimmerman, Theo, and everybody that checked in. And thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one. So long, everybody, right, and see ya.
All right, man.
All right, bye-bye. And hit that like